Welcome back to our channel, devoted viewers. Today is a beautiful day to dive deep into the scandalous and ever-shifting world of Genoa City. We have some truly explosive developments to unpack today, so grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let us explore the dark secrets and corporate warfare that are about to tear our favorite families apart. Young and the Restless spoilers. The atmosphere at society is thick with an almost suffocating tension. The clinking of fine crystal and the hushed murmurs of Genoa City's elite serve as a stark, elegant contrast to the absolute corporate bloodbath about to unfold at the corner table. Lily Winters, poised, authoritative, and radiating a cold, uncompromising fury, prepares to execute a decisive executive action. She has reached her absolute limit with Billy Abbott's erratic, obsessive behavior regarding Chancellor Industries. With the weight of the company's legacy resting squarely on her shoulders, Lily looks Billy dead in the eye and delivers the fatal blow, attempting to fire him on the spot. She expects resistance, perhaps a signature Billy Abbott tantrum, but she is entirely unprepared for the chilling, manic confidence that radiates from him. How will Lily handle the shocking reversal of power that is about to occur? Billy does not flinch. He does not raise his voice in defensive anger. Instead, he leans in with a terrifyingly calm demeanor and delivers a shocking counterstrike that will echo through the halls of corporate power for years to come. "You are not firing me, Lily," Billy states with a predator's grin. "In fact, you and Kane are the ones who will be packing your boxes and vacating the Chancellor executive offices." Kane Ashby, standing by Lily's side, watches this exchange with a mixture of profound disbelief and escalating panic. He has sparred with Billy Abbott for years, navigating the endless cycle of Billy's triumphs and self-destructive downward spirals. But this time, something is fundamentally different. The usual reckless bravado has been replaced by a dangerous, calculated obsession. What dark secrets has Billy uncovered to make him so dangerously confident? Recognizing that Billy is spiraling completely out of control and threatening to burn down everything they have built, Kane realizes he needs heavy artillery. In a desperate move to contain the impending explosion, Kane reaches out to the one man who has historically been able to pull Billy back from the brink of total annihilation, Jack Abbott. Kane pleads with Jack to intervene, to use his fraternal influence to stop Billy's manic crusade before irreparable damage is done to both their families and the Chancellor legacy. Kane knows that Jack is the only person who truly understands the depths of Billy's destructive patterns. But with Jack currently drowning in his own chaotic family scandals involving Diane Jenkins and the ghosts of his own past, will Jack even have the strength or the desire to save his brother from this catastrophic corporate war? The tension at society reaches a boiling point as Billy prepares to unveil the ultimate weapon in his corporate arsenal. For weeks, Billy has been digging through the ancient, buried archives of Chancellor Industries, driven by a relentless suspicion that his mother, Jill Abbott, was hiding a monumental secret. Now, he lays his cards on the table, and the revelation is nothing short of apocalyptic for the current regime. Billy explains, with meticulous and terrifying detail, the entire situation regarding a massive, historical loan provided by his late father, the revered John Abbott. This loan was given to save Chancellor from the brink of absolute bankruptcy decades ago. According to Billy's explosive findings, this massive financial lifeline came with a strict, ironclad clause. How will Genoa City react when the ghost of John Abbott rewrites history? Because the historical debt was never properly repaid within the stipulated time frame, Billy reveals that the legal ownership of Chancellor Industries defaulted entirely to the Abbott family. The sheer magnitude of this claim sends shockwaves through Lily and Kane. Billy does not stop at merely presenting the historical narrative. He twists the knife with absolute corporate ruthlessness. He confidently asserts to a stunned Lily and Kane that he has gathered more than enough ammunition to execute a flawless, hostile takeover of the company. In Billy's mind, this is not an act of theft. It is an act of historical restoration. He firmly believes that Chancellor Industries is finally returning to its rightful place, and, more importantly, that he is the only legitimate heir meant to sit on the throne. Is Billy's ambition blinding him to the devastating collateral damage he is about to cause? Kane Ashby, however, is not a man who surrenders easily. As a seasoned corporate warrior who has survived countless boardroom coups, Kane immediately shifts to a defensive strategy, attempting to poke holes in Billy's seemingly airtight narrative. Refusing to believe that Jill Abbott would leave such a catastrophic legal loophole exposed, Kane accuses Billy of fabricating the entire story. In a modern, desperate twist, Kane suggests that Billy's supposed ironclad documents are nothing more than sophisticated forgeries, perhaps even an elaborate lie generated by artificial intelligence. Kane argues that Billy's obsession has driven him to the point of absolute delusion, willing to manufacture fake evidence just to satisfy his desperate need for validation and power. Will Kane's desperate theory of AI forgery hold up under the intense scrutiny of a legal investigation? If Kane expects Billy to crumble under the weight of these forgery accusations, he is severely mistaken. Billy's reaction is chillingly composed. He does not react with his usual defensive anger. Instead, he welcomes the challenge with open arms. Billy firmly insists that they bring in the best forensic accountants and legal experts Genoa City has to offer to verify the authenticity of the documents. He is absolutely certain that the ink, the signatures, and the historical records will all validate his claim. This unwavering confidence sends a cold shiver down Lily's spine. She knows Billy well enough to recognize when he is bluffing and when he is holding a royal flush. The realization that Billy might actually possess legitimate, irrefutable proof of Abbott ownership begins to paralyze her. If the documents are verified as authentic, how will Lily and Kane possibly survive the fallout? The conversation then takes a profoundly dark and deeply personal turn as Billy pivots his focus to the architect of his historical misery, his own mother, Jill Abbott. For Billy, this hostile takeover is not just about corporate greed. It is a deeply emotional vendetta against the woman who ousted him, doubted him, and cast him aside. Billy lays out his chilling theory regarding Jill's recent, shocking decision to sell the company to the ruthless Victor Newman. According to Billy's twisted but compelling logic, Jill did not sell Chancellor to Victor for the good of the company. She sold it as a desperate, calculated cover-up. Billy theorizes that Jill discovered the unpaid John Abbott loan and realized that she was sitting on a ticking legal time bomb. Why would a mother go to such extreme lengths to hide the truth from her own family? Billy's voice drips with a toxic mixture of vindication and profound sorrow as he continues to dissect his mother's motives. He passionately argues that Jill sold the company to Victor Newman to protect her own pristine business reputation. In Billy's eyes, Jill chose to cash out, taking a massive payout from Victor, rather than face the ultimate humiliation of losing the company for absolutely nothing to the Abbott estate. The emotional betrayal at the core of this theory is staggering. Billy genuinely feels that Jill executed this sale without a single ounce of hesitation about destroying her own son's legacy. He views her actions as the ultimate maternal betrayal, a selfish maneuver designed to save her own skin while throwing Billy to the wolves. Is Billy's assessment of Jill accurate, or is his resentment blinding him to a much more complex truth about his mother's desperate choices? Kane Ashby listens to Billy's venomous tirade against Jill with growing disgust. While Kane has his own complicated history with Jill, he recognizes that Billy's current state of mind is incredibly toxic and completely unhinged. Kane refuses to be dragged any further into Billy's twisted psychological games and deep-seated mommy issues. He realizes that reasoning with Billy in this manic state is an exercise in absolute futility. Deciding that a strategic retreat is the only viable option, Kane abruptly cuts the conversation short. He firmly states that he has no desire to participate in whatever sick, manipulative game Billy is playing regarding Jill's legacy. With a final, dismissive glare, Kane turns his back on the escalating chaos. What dark, retaliatory measures will Kane Ashby deploy to protect the empire he has fought so hard to build? Seeking a moment to regroup and strategize away from Billy's suffocating arrogance, Kane exits the tense confrontation at Society. He is quickly joined by Holden Novak, and the two men make a swift departure toward the athletic club bar. This retreat is not a surrender, but a necessary pause to gather their strength and formulate a counterattack. At the bar, Kane and Holden will undoubtedly dissect every single word of Billy's explosive revelation. Kane knows that if Billy's documents are real, they are facing an extinction-level event for their careers at Chancellor. He needs to mobilize his legal team, contact Jill, and prepare for a scorched earth war. The departure of Kane and Holden leaves Lily Winters completely alone with Billy Abbott, setting the stage for a final, devastating exchange. Will Lily be the one to finally shatter Billy's delusion before it is too late? Summoning every ounce of her formidable strength and emotional intelligence, Lily leans across the table and delivers a chilling, prophetic ultimatum. She does not yell. She does not threaten him with legal action. Instead, she speaks with a quiet, devastating certainty that cuts straight to the core of Billy's soul. Lily warns him, in no uncertain terms, that if he continues down this destructive, obsessive path, he will lose absolutely everything that is truly important to him. It is a warning that transcends the boundaries of Chancellor Industries. Lily is implicitly referencing the fragile stability of his personal life, his fractured relationships with his family, and most importantly, his future with his pregnant fiancée, Sally Spectra. Does Billy even realize that his relentless corporate war is pushing the woman he loves to the absolute brink of a psychological breakdown? The tragedy of Lily's warning is that it falls on completely deaf ears. Billy, intoxicated by the alluring drug of power and the sweet taste of impending revenge against his mother and Victor Newman, simply smirks at Lily's concern. He views her warning as the desperate plea of a defeated rival, rather than the genuine concern of a former friend. As Lily walks away, leaving Billy alone at the table with his grand delusions of corporate conquest, the stage is set for a monumental tragedy in Genoa City. Billy Abbott may believe he has finally won the ultimate prize, securing the throne of Chancellor Industries with his historical evidence. But as the shadows lengthen and impending betrayals loom on the horizon, one final haunting question remains. When Billy finally sits on that stolen throne, will he realize that he has sacrificed his soul, his family, and his future to get there?